Hi everyone, hope that you all are doing well. In the previous part, we created a chat app and we were able to send messages non-blockingly and reactively. Now in this part, we will be building notification. Basically, notification would be sent if the new user joins the chat and notification of a new message will be sent on the screen of the user. So let's dive and build the notification module in this particular project of reactive chat. Hey developers, welcome to Code with Raman, your backend dev hub. Wanna master reactive programming with real world projects? Check out my reactive playlist. Need a real project for your resume or portfolio? We have got a complete bus reservation system. Curious about how AI can turbocharge your Spring apps? Dive into my Spring AI playlist. It's all practical, production ready, and beginner friendly. So if you are into Java, Spring Boot, and powerful backend tools, like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell icon. Let's build something awesome together. So I'm on my IDE and I've opened the code of reactive chat application. So if I take you back to the previous video, we were able to create a complete chat application which was non-blocking and reactive, where like multiple users can join at the same time and can send the messages. The messages were published on the same screen, like a kind of a pipeline where we were creating a kind of a pipeline where all the messages were getting stored, sync pipeline, and then we were fetching that messages from the sync pipeline and showing it on the UI. So we were using HTML and JavaScript to call the APIs from the backend. So now, like we will have to create a notification module, right? As I said in the starting, that we'll be creating notification, two types of notification. One would be when the new user joins our app, basically when someone comes to my URL, like slash chat app, right? If I take you to the chat controller, if someone comes to the URL that is the slash, and so at that moment, before my chat application loads, I'll be asking the name of the user in the prompt, and then creating a sync of that prompt, creating a sync of that names of the users, and then basically I'll have the name of the users to show a notification to the other person who has already joined the application, chat application, right? I'll show you an example too, taking you to two different browsers and showing you the notification example. And the other type of notification would be on the screen of the chat application, that there's a new message being published from this user, right? So that's a normal kind of a notification that we'll be showing it on the user screen. So let's start building the application. First, let me create a module. So I'll have to create a model of notification. So let me create a Pojo of notification. So here we require few of the fields. So let me say private string text private long timestamp. Right, we'll take timestamp. Let me create a constructor and let me create constructor. Let me create it with the fields. Let me generate. Let me create a blank constructor as well. So let me say a constructor without fields. Let's select all and let me generate getters and setters. So basically a notification having a content of text and a timestamp would be sent to the user. That is why we are building a Pojo kind of object, kind of a DTO that will be transferring our data as in the form of a notification, right? So my notification module is like my model class is ready. Now, basically, if we are sending a notification, again, in the same scenario as we did for the chat application messages published, we created a sync where like we were storing the messages, and then at the real time we were fetching the messages from that sync and showing it on the screen of the user. Same way, we'll have to design a service that would be a notification service, and we will be creating a sync here. So let's say notification service. So basically we'll have to write the notification service in the same way we did for chat service as well, right? So let me copy this first. Let me create a sync here. Let me create a sync here. Let me name it as sync only. And basically when the notification gets published, we have to add it to sync, and when it gets basically the other method would be to fetch the notification from the sync and show it to the user from on the UI. So let me write a method, click void, and let's say publish. So we'll be publishing the notification to the sync, and we'll get the input as string text. And what we'll do, we don't have to return anything. So what we can do here is, so we will be saying sync dot try next, and here we'll be passing new notification, right? Notification, and we can pass the text here, and in the millis we can say system dot current millis, right? So this is how like we can add it, add the data to our, sorry, what it is saying. Okay, I was doing here, I defined a chat message class, so I have to put a notification here. Now it is okay. So it has accepted the notification. So we'll be returning a flux, right? We'll be returning a flux. We will be passing notification here, and let's say get stream. So in this method, we will have to get the data from the sync. So let's say return sync dot as flux dot delay element. I told you that why we are using delay elements, basically to delay a little bit to show it to on the screen, so that it is like a user can have a visibility of how the message has been published, how the notification has been published. That is why we are doing a little bit of delay. Let's say duration dot of millis, and let me pass it as 300. So after 300 millis, the message will get published, right? The notification will get published here. So our notification service is also ready. Now what we have to do, like a notification is ready, notification module for sending that a new message has been published. Basically that notification part has been done. So like where this will get triggered. So let's go to message post controller. In the message post controller, when we are getting a message, right? When we are getting a message, after this, a notification should be published, right? So same way, we need a notification service as a auto-wired, basically as injection in this particular method. Oh, I did something wrong. Private final, and we need a notification service, and let me pass it in the constructor as well. Notification service, this dot notification service equals notification service, right? And what we'll do, we will simply call the method here. We'll say notification service dot publish. Let's say I'll have to pass a message as new chat message received, new chat message from, and let's say we need chat message dot get sender, right? The name of the sender. So I did something wrong. Yes, I added a plus sign here, but I need to add it here, right? So this will be the notification that will get published. So the when when we are writing a new message, the new message gets sent, and when the new message is being sent, it is also getting published to this sync, right? This sync of notification. Now a new notification comes that a new message is being published by XXX user, right? So that gets added to the sync, and then we'll be creating a notification controller that will be calling this method get stream, which will be basically having the sync object, and which will be fetching the notification from the sync object and passing it to the controller, and that notification would be shown onto the user, right? So now next step is, let's create a notification controller. So let me go and let me create a new class, notification controller. Same way as we did for other controllers as well, we'll be doing it for this controller as well. So let me say let's say @controller, right? And let me mark this as west mapping, and let's say let me give a parent mapping as notification, right? And as we require the injection of service, so let's say private final notification service, and let me create a constructor here having this field. So let's go source, let me create a constructor with the field. Yes, so we are good with the constructor. Now what we have to do, let's say now a new notification needs to be published. Basically a new message comes, and we'll be showing a notification on the screen itself. So now I need to call a method that will be calling notification service stream method. So let me say public as a return type would be flux, and the object would be notification, and we'll say get stream, right? Get stream. And here what I can do, I can simply say return notification service dot get stream, right? Simply I can do that. Now I have to mark this as get mapping. Let me mark this as get mapping, and let me give a value equals, let's say, slash stream, right? And produces I'll have to give a media type dot event stream value, right? So here what we are doing, a call would be made from the UI to slash notification slash stream, and at that same moment we will be fetching the data from the sync that we have prepared for the notification and showing it to the user, right? The end-to-end flow we'll test when we'll be running the application. Now, like we are good with the backend code, let me go to the front end code. So here, if I want to show a notification, let me add a div here. So let me add this div here. I've created a div where ID is notify.contain hyphen container, and some of the styles are added. So here I need to add my script as well. So I'm not basically writing the scripts. So I'll put it here, the script. So basically now my script would be working in the same way. Like you can see that we are creating a const of notify source, where we are basically having the event URL as notification slash stream. So if you go to the controller of notification, it says slash notification slash stream, right? So it is calling this endpoint, and on this endpoint it is basically loading the data, that is data.text, data.text onto the getting the element by notification container. So this notification hyphen container is coming from here, from this div, and we are loading the data onto this div and showing it to the user on a delay, right? On a delay, and it will get removed, right? After some time, after few seconds, milliseconds, it will get removed. The notification would be published on the screen, and then it will get removed, right? So like this completes our module of basically publishing a notification when a new message has been message has been sent by some user, right? So now let's create another kind of like notification module that will be when a new user joins, right? So how we can do that? Let me first like take you to let me first take you to the notification controller, or rather let's first go to the chat service, right? In the chat service, what we are doing here is like we are basically creating a message sync, and we are fetching the data from message sync and displaying it on the user on the screen, right? But what is required here is that at the time of application, when someone accesses our application, at that moment we need the name of the user which is accessing the application, right? And then we'll be fetching that name, we are getting that name, we'll be putting it into a sync would be again a pipeline where our names would get stored, and like the notification would be sent to the other person, right? The other person which is connected on that particular application. So let's create the code here for the notification of a new user joined. So let me first create private final, and in the set I'll pass string, and we will let's say connected users, right? Let's use concurrent hash map. Oh, sorry, I used a new keyword. We don't require a new keyword, and yes, I have to do like this. So sorry, I deleted it. So we created a connected user set where our like connected users would be stored here, right? We'll be basically fetching the connected users in this connected users set from the sync. So let me create another sync here. So let me copy first. Let me copy the code from the above line, and let me paste it here. So I have to create another sync of users. So now what we'll do, so like we have to, like when a new user joins our application, we have to register that user, right? So how we'll do that? First, let me let me create a method public, and let's say void, and let's say register user, right? register user, and here we'll be passing string username, right, that we'll be getting from the UI itself. So here what we'll do, we'll simply write a if condition and we'll say connected user dot add username. So if the connected user doesn't have the this condition is true, like connected users dot add username is true, the connected users has the entry of the username, then what we have to do, we have to use the notification user sync dot try emit next. I have used a chat message again here, so let me first change it. So I have to use notification, right? Try emit next. And let's say I can simply put a method message here. Let's say new user joined the chat, and let me put the name here. We have the username, right? So basically what we are saying here is, so we say that notification sync dot try emit next. Why it is showing error? I have to pass it as string, not as a notification object. So I did something wrong here. So basically we are creating a sync, which is a string sync, which is basically storing the notification of the new user joined, right? So now we have stored the data, right? We have stored the data to notification user sync. Now what? Now we have to get the data as well, right, to publish it to the user. So now here comes the entry of server sent events, right? So let me say flux. So we'll be returning a flux, and in the flux we'll be returning a server sent event, and in the server sent event, let me pass a string and let me say get notification, and let's say return. So now first let me tell you why we are using server sent events here. So basically it will directly notify us instantly to the user that a new user has joined, right? So we are not using WebSockets or any heavy frameworks here. So we are directly using server sent events. So it will directly contact with the client and display your notification there. So let's say notification sync as flux dot map, and in the map let me say data. Let's say server sent event dot let me remove this dot build. Let's pass data here and let's say build, right? So basically, we are returning a flux of server sent request, server sent event that contains the string data. That string data is coming from the notification user sync that we have created, right? That contains a new user join notifications, right? So like we are using server sent events here. So as I told you that it will directly contact the client and show you the notification that a new user has joined, right? So we are not using uh, like WebSocket or any heavy frameworks. We are simply using server sent events, right? So this will solve our purpose. So now, like our chat service has the ability now that it can also show us a notification that a new user has joined. Now we need a call from the controller. So let me go to the notification controller and let me create a method here. So let me first create a get mapping again. So let's say get mapping, and in the get mapping, I'll be working on the parent mapping only. So let me first simply pass produce, right? Let me pass produce and let's say media, or rather why it is not picking it up. So I can copy it from here only. Let me copy it from here. Let me put it here, right? Now I need to create a method public that will be returning a flux, and it will contain server sent events, right? Server sent events, and that will contain a string, right? And we can say, we can name the method as, let's say, stream notification, and in the stream notification we'll be having a request param, request param, and it will be a string username that we are getting it from the UI itself. First, let me call the chat service. Okay, so chat service object is not there. So first, let me create a chat service object. So that's a private final chat service, and that's a chat service, right? Let me pass it in the constructor as well. So let me pass it in the constructor, chat service, chat service, this dot chat service equals chat service, right? What we can do here is, first let me call the register method, register user, pass the username, and then I can simply say return chat service dot stream messages, right? So now the stream messages will be basically returning us a complete stream. No, sorry, stream, not stream messages. I took a wrong method. Get notification. Okay. So get notification will be returning us this. So I forgot to put the semicolon. So now, like our backend code for a new user joined is also done. Now the handling is required at the front end. So let's go on the front end. And in the front end, I need to add a script to handle the browser notification, calling the browser API. So like what we are doing here is we are first prompting the user. When user lands on our URL, it will be prompted that enter your name. And when he enters the name, then only it will go to slash notification username. Basically, it will go to this particular controller slash notification and the username would be passed, right? So username will be passed as a parameter. So we are passing username as a parameter here, and then we are calling the function, and like a notification, a browser notification would be sent to the user, right? So like we are calling new notification. So that is why that's how we are calling the browser notification, right? So now our app is like completed. The notification module is completed. So let's go and let's run the application. So let me go and let me simply say run my application. So it is saying something, notification service that could not found. Okay, in which class? Message controller, message post controller, notification service was not found. Why it was not found? Okay, I didn't mark it as service. So let me mark it as service first. So let me restart my application. So my chat application has started, right? So let me open this application in two browsers. So I am on my two browsers and let me go to localhost. So you can see it prompted me with the prompt of entering my name, right? So let me say I enter my name as Raman and I say okay. So my app is active now. So that you can see there was no notification sent because there was no other user active, right? Now if I go to this browser and if I say localhost 8084 slash, so it will ask for the name and let's say Ashish. And if I do enter, you can see on this browser, the right side browser, the Google Chrome browser, you can see a notification of a Google Chrome. Okay, the notification might be blocked, maybe why the notification was not sent. Let me check why the notification was not sent. Username, okay, username -1, so this responded 404. Okay, let me go to my controller. Basically, it is saying that the request was not published. So I said notification. So the request was not basically published because I used @controller. That was my mistake. So I have to use REST controller as I'm using request mapping as well. So I did a mistake because it was not acting as a REST API for my browser. If you go and check the message post controller, it is also marked as a REST controller. I forgot to do that. Let me stop my application and let me like restart my application again. So my application has started. Let me go again on the browsers. So I'm on my browser. Let me open both the browsers. Let me refresh the Google Chrome one. So it will ask for my name. Let me say Raman, and let me refresh this as well. So I'll say Ashish. So a notification was not sent. Why it was not sent? It should have Raman server 404. It says it needs to go to notifications. Okay. I did something wrong again. We are putting notifications as the URL, and here in the notification controller, if you see the parent mapping, it's notification. So let's say notifications, and I have to again close the application and again restart my application. So these are the errors that you find it on the runtime, and you do the test and fix for these issues. So the application has started. Let me refresh again. Let me close this and let me go to this browser as well. Let me refresh and let me refresh here as well. So let's say I enter my name as Raman and okay. So you see that there is a notification sent, a new user joined the chat, Raman, right? Now if I say Ashish, right? So there would be again a notification would be sent, a new user joined chat Ashish, right? So Google Chrome gave this notification because a new user joined and Google Chrome has the notification error, right? So now if I do a refresh and like I name it as Raman again, then you can see that the notification would be of Edge, Microsoft Edge, right? So let's say okay. So the notification would be of Microsoft Edge, but I guess the notification has not come. So let me refresh again. Let me say Deepak, maybe a new name. Yes. So you can see Microsoft Edge gave the notification of Deepak, right? Not Google Chrome. So this is the bifurcation that we have done, that the person who is joining on that browser, the notification of that person should not be shown. The other users who have joined the application, the notification would have shown to them. So let me like chat with them, like let's say Raman, or maybe Deepak is doing the chat from here. I'll tab and let's say, hi, who else is using this application, right? So now if I send this message, you can see the notification of a new message would be shown on the screen only to both the users. So let me say send. So you can see new chat message from Deepak, new chat message from Deepak, right? And let me type in name as I am Ashish using this chat app. If I send it, you can see a new notification is being sent, right? A new chat message from Ashish, new chat message from Ashish, and then it get removed, right? There is no notification left, right? So these are the two notifications that we have implemented today in our project, right? So we'll be going ahead. Like you might be looking at the UI and you might be finding it like it's not that appropriate UI, but we'll be going ahead and we'll be improving the UI as well. So here what we have done, we have used the SSE for the notification to the users instantly. The server sent events to send the notification instantly. And it's a lightweight app, works on HTTP and no WebSockets required, right? We are also sending browser notification instantly, right? So the browser notifications are sent for the users who are joining the application. Some new user joined the application. So here we have developed the notification module for our chat application. Stay tuned. A lot more features are coming up in the upcoming parts. So this was it from this video. Hope that you people find it interesting. Don't forget to like, share and comment on the videos. If new to the channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Hope to see you in the next video. Till then, happy learning.